What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Since my previous video did extraordinarily well, this is my Godzilla villain tier list based on how terrifying the villain was, in a human perspective. That being me. Starting with Anguirus. He's practically just a giant hybridized dinosaur. He belongs in a zoo. I'd actually pay to see Anguirus in this enclosure. Now, Hedorah. His origins are terrifying, first of all, being comprised of multiple tons of rubbish. His smog is capable of disintegrating people. He's capable of flight, essentially like a hostile, amorphous blob made of acidic material. Also, his eyes, they are horrifying, staring at you with blank, emotionless, unblinking eyes. Nightmare fuel. Ghidorah. Now, I know that he has malicious intent, however, aesthetically he isn't scary in the slightest. In fact, it's quite the opposite. He has beautiful golden scales, giant wings, 3 serpentine heads. He looks like a divine entity, so he's awesome but not scary. Mutos, the female and male Muto, another nightmare fuel monster. Below Hedorah though. First off, they are capable of reproducing incredibly fast. In 2014, just days after they were born, they began creating offspring. The female laid over 1 million eggs. Also, they're capable of emitting EMP, which means that they'll shut down electricity in the surrounding area. Practically, if it's at night, the entire city may be in darkness, so like an entire power cut. That alone is terrifying, but paired with that just makes it terrifying. Muto Prime. Muto Prime is essentially a female Muto on steroids. Yeah, Muto Prime is horrifying. She's also capable of creating magnitude 10 earthquakes, I believe. Mechagodzilla. He is awesome, but I don't think he's terrifying. He's just a mechanized version of Godzilla. And also, it really depends on what version of Mechagodzilla we're talking about. If it's human built, he isn't terrifying in the slightest, because he's under our control. If he is, built by aliens, well, then he instantly becomes scary, but it sort of, equalizes it, due to the many iterations of Mechagodzilla. So, Mechagodzilla, in general, he's awesome. But he's not terrifying, in my opinion. Mothra. It's kind of obvious. With her, benevolent demeanor. She's a benevolent kaiju, she has fluffy skin. There isn't much that's scary about her. Batra. I'll place Batra in scary. He's essentially Mothra's evil counterpart. I believe he's created from the earth itself. So, he is terrifying. Because just like Mothra, he's pretty much immortal. And he'll just keep coming back. Now Gigan. Awesome. Gigan is my favorite kaiju. He's just so stacked. He's armed to the teeth. He has this iconic visor, horns covering his head, neck, and spines that go all the way down to his tail, massive bladed arms, bladed feet, ginormous bird-like insectoid jaws, wings. However, I don't think it's that terrifying because he kind of has a goofy personality, dancing, taunting, all that stuff. So same goes with Megalon. These two, they're back to back. These guys could have landed scary if it weren't for their habit of dancing. Now Destoroyah, this is pure nightmare fuel. He can split into multiple segments, with his aggro forms. With miniature, Destoroyah forms. Aggregate forms, his aggregate forms, they're absolutely horrifying. Spewing acid down people's throats. Murdering people left and right. Eating their flesh. Also, he's also capable of adapting to any enemy, to any opponent. So, essentially, if you nuke him, he'll adapt to that. So, practically, there's no way you can kill him. Personally, I believe kaiju that could damage you at a local scale are more terrifying. And Destoroyah perfectly fits the bill for that. Now, Space Godzilla. Personally, I don't think Space Godzilla is scary in the slightest because he's aesthetically pleasing to look at. Translucent, shiny crystals lined upon his shoulders, back. His golden horn structure on his head. His ability to spew out lightning. He's divine, sort of like King Ghidorah, in a similar way, so in a similar fashion. So, although those two kaiju have malicious intentions, although they're both incredibly evil, despicable kaiju, with evil aspirations to terraform the planet Earth, or conquer the planet Earth, whatever, due to their aesthetic looks, I think it kind of inundates their fear factor. Yeah, it would be kind of hard to alter him to make him terrifying. Rodan. Scary. So, Rodan, he's like a biological volcano essentially. And that scene in King of the Monsters when he flies over a city and sets everything on fire whilst creating a massive shockwave? Yeah. And that like killed hundreds of people. Something like that, His passive ability to just cause collateral damage is terrifying to me. Megaguirus. Well, hear me out. So, I'm not afraid of Megaguirus herself, I'm afraid of her minions. Her Mega Nulon. Like, if you compare them to Godzilla, they're around like 10 meters in length. Imagine that. Giant 10-meter long, like, dragonflies just flying around with massive stingers on their tail. That's just terrifying. They'll probably prey on humans. Megaguirus is only scary because of her minions. If I were to only rank her, I would put her in awesome but not scary. Because she does look menacing, but, she isn't that menacing. She died to a single swipe from Godzilla's dorsal spine. Monster X. He's scary. He has a menacing appearance. He has a multitude of forms. He is capable of controlling a moon-sized high planetary meteorite. He is pretty horrifying. Biollante. Scary. So, Biollante. What I'm really afraid of is her roots. So I'm aware of the fact that her roots can, reach several kilometers. And I'm positive that she is willing to feed on humans. So that means that she could grab me with the tentacles that just, constrict me to death. Then eat me. I don't want that to happen. So she is pretty terrifying. Due to her ability to extend her roots. Ibera. Tasty. Genuinely, I would love to eat Ibera. He's a giant lobster shrimp. Like, I believe a single missile will be enough. Then he's probably down for good. Then you could just cook him, then eat him. Yeah, I'd love to eat him. Kumonga. I'll place him in scary. Due to his ability to generate webs. So basically Kumonga can, set up a bunch of traps. You get caught and you're done for, essentially. And I really don't want that to happen to me. It's not because I'm afraid of spiders. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I think spiders are adorable. Kumonga's ability to generate webs, that's what makes it terrifying. Kamakiras, nightmare fuel. Hear me out. So, as like a Godzilla antagonist, just like Megaguirus, these two, they're back to back. So, as a Godzilla antagonist, these two, they don't stand a chance. However, against humans, these guys would. So, Kamakiras is a giant praying mantis. Praying mantis are terrifying. Praying mantis are capable of eating anything. They'll eat lizards, hummingbirds, everything. And imagine a praying mantis the size of a whale. That would be horrifying, wouldn't it? Blank, soulless eyes, staring at you, whilst he's menacingly approaching you. All you could do is pray for your death to be quick. Yeah, I do not want that to happen to me. So, here is my list. If I forgot any kaiju, and if you guys disagree with my list, comment down below. A final note, thank you guys so much for your support. Like, my channel grew so quickly within the past few days. And if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to make these videos.